Welcome to Book Weekly, your weekly recap on all things book. Announcements, mints, price action, all the info in one video. On Tuesday, we held our first weekly open space. This is a new space on Discord where myself, Josie, and some guests talk about all things book. This time, our guest was Jason, and we wanted to talk with him about his experience at the London Book Fair. It was really interesting to hear from him the first-hand experience and go to such big event, 30,000 people. What kind of interactions did he get? How do people perceive book? All those types of questions he answered. The TLDR is that, publishers and authors are not worried at all about blockchain. Like, they're not scared, they're curious. So they went to book and asked, but what is it you are doing? Now, very candidly, very openly. And once they start explaining, then there's really a lot of excitement from their side. Sheila was also there, and she shared this story that she was talking with a publisher, and then the publisher just left the meeting to grab someone else, and then this person came and then got excited, and then she went to get some books that they had on their bookshelf, say, oh yeah, we should do like a DEA out of this, we sold 5 million copies, this would work. And it's so positive to see the excitement. It's like people get it. Like, once you take the time to explain to them, they get it and they want to jump on it already. Jason had actually a presentation there to talk about book, and after that a couple of publishers went to him to try and learn more. I also noticed personally a few more users on Discord. Not sure if it's related, but if it is, that's also a good sign that book has a concept that is interesting for the industry. And so that's what we talked about on Tuesday during the weekly open space. As the name suggests, we'll do it every week. And next week we're gonna talk about the stake pool with Guillermo. So stay tuned. The space is open to anyone on Discord. It is not an OG thing or something like that. You just connect, join the voice lounge, and then you can listen to us. If you missed the one from earlier this week, it is actually available on the book Discord. If you go to the media channel, there was a recording. You can see it was almost an hour. So I hope to see more and more people join those. You can ask questions, interact directly with the team. It's great to create this connection and have the answers to those questions that you've been having, but you don't know whom to ask. So feel free to join us next Tuesday. The Wizard team is one of the authors who got on book.io, and one who should also airdrop an audiobook to all holders sometime soon. Really looking forward to it. It sounds very funny, very comedic, so it would be a nice way to listen to some Cardano grown content. And he had a great post on X this week that lists what he calls outlandish years away predictions about book and DEAs. And I really liked that post because it's an interesting exercise. We always tend to be short-sighted or focused on some things in particular, like the book token price action or something like that. But in this post, Tim tries to think, okay, how would institutions like schools, libraries leverage DEAs? And it sounds kind of crazy when you think about it, like, why would they really do that? But it's like, the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. So let's take some predictions here. So the first one, read to earn will be touted by academic institutions as a means of subsidizing tuition costs for students. Why? Because if you read to earn. You get those book tokens. Those book tokens you can sell, and then that would be worth something. Well, in the US, I feel like university costs are crazy, so that would be a lot of reading. But the idea is interesting that you use actually read to earn as a way to finance some activity. So here, for instance, he's thinking about students, but somewhere else in his post, he thinks about companies, governments, the organizations that are training their members. You're in a company, you have to go through trainings every year, do some upskilling. So the company can either pay a third party or do it in a way kind of hybrid that, okay, you get a training, but at the same time you have to read those books and you finance your own education, at least partially. And these are really use cases that I didn't think about. And the last one he got that spoke to me was this one about public libraries, which will basically integrate with the local communities. So you live in a city, there's a public library, and you can rent them your books. So some kind of pool lending that is linked directly to your local community. And I know that a lot of people have a lot of books. Some have like 1,000 or 2,000, and this is a great use case. Instead of not doing nothing with them, lend them to your local library, and then they'll get people to read. So you do something positive for your immediate environment, while at the same time earning some books. So I really like this integration of read to earn with real-world organizations, whether that be for financing some trainings or just to help your local community. Simple as that. So I encourage you to read his other predictions and try to think about them for yourself as well. Book is not gonna stop at read to earn. It's not like, oh, there's read to earn, I earn my tokens, I make money, and that's it. There are many more use cases, I believe, that are yet to be discovered. When it comes to mints, it was a really nice week, starting off strong with the story of Napoleon in the Rulers and Revolution series. As always, we noticed that the prices on secondary are close to what it was at launch, at release, and this indicates that people who buy the book, they want to keep it. We are not in this thing with farmers who just buy a ton of books to get the rare ones and sell them and just sell the rest at a big discount. Looks like the markets are much more stable at the moment. Then on Tuesday, we minted June and Philosophy Minds, Monads and Muad'Dib from the Pop Culture series. And this one had great covers. You can see some desert landscape. Also, I really like those ones, those blue eyes. It's like the Bitcoin laser eyes, but the Cardano version. And here something I want to point out is that if you go on the page of this book and you scroll down and you can see the details, and here you see who the publisher is. So this was a publisher book, first published just 2 years ago, so fairly recent. And if you click the publisher, you will see everything they got so far on the platform. So here it was their first book. Why is it interesting? Because you will see that some books are published by the same publisher, and it's really a strong signal, I think, that we get some publishers on board, that they are already using the platform, considering all the work there is to do. We are still in this kind of a discovery phase, adoption phase, where not everything works perfectly. The app needs to be improved. You cannot buy with credit cards. So despite all that is not ideal, those growing pains, there are still publishers who see the potential and want to join us for the ride. So that is very positive, and even better that those books sell out. It sends them the signal that there is a community of people who want to own their books, and hopefully that will push them to publish even more books with book.io. Then on Wednesday we had minting Jane Eyre, very famous book in the Women of a Wednesday series. Again, look at the floor and the price, it's fairly similar. Then on Thursday we had a triple mint, so Cardano, Polygon, Ethereum, of the Grimm's fairy tales. Think Walt Disney fairy tales, but darker. So to give a bit of context, those fairy tales is just folklore, just things that were passed orally for generations, legends, myths, to scare children. And I mean scare. Like Hansel and Gretel with the witch, they eat the witch. So cannibalism when you're 8-year-old in your bed and your mom is tucking you at night, that's powerful. So here you will find about Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, Rapunzel, all those stories, but the original 18 plus version kind of. And then on Friday we had two things going on. The first one was the airdrop for the Misfit series, a general history of pirates, and wow, the floor 169, very nice. And this one was supposed to be last Friday already, like last week, and it didn't happen because a few people were at the London Book Fair and they didn't have enough resources, so it happened this week instead. Interesting book. I know people like pirates in general, and I think some of them even like boats. So here they got everything they wanted. And the other thing that happened on Friday was a flash mint. I feel like it's been maybe a month or so since the last one. So it's called The Art of Money Getting, and at the time I record this video there are still 2 copies left. As a reminder, the Flash Mint series is capped at 420 copies each time. We can see actually the secondary is the same as the discounted price. If you want a discount, I'm not sure which book you require. Let's check it very quickly. Here it is. The Dog's Book Covers, which was the last Flash Mint. Okay, so that wraps it up for the mints of the week. We're getting to the end of the month, so end of Rulers and Revolutions, I believe, end of Women of a Wednesdays. So what else is in store for April? Month of the book run. Let's see. 2 Snappies coming up this week, this Monday. First one, the Adventure Snappy. Lots of books to have here, and this is a multi-chain snapshot. So to be clear, if you have a full set on Cardano, you get the airdrop on Cardano. So you don't need to hold all 3 chains. But the airdrop will be for each set on each chain. So lots of books to have here. We don't know the date of the airdrop, nor which title it will be. So surprise. And another one which is much more accessible is a pop culture snappy. So here you need everything in the pop culture series. You can see it's maybe less than 10 books. So there are 2 ways to know which books are in the series. Well, of course you have the list here in the announcements, but you can also go to the book series channel, and here you will see all the series with the little emojis to help you identify them. So if I go to pop culture, it's here. I will see everything that is required. The other way to do that is by going to the bookstore. Actually, we can type directly here. So what do we have in pop culture? We have the 2-pack book, yeah? So if I type 2-pack, I can go here and I have a series. Or I can choose just whichever book, and once I'm on this page, I can just pick the series I want here. So this is also a good way, especially that, well, you can see some seem to be still minting if you want them. Or when it's sold out, so let's take this one, you should have the link to JPEG store. So if you need to complete your collection, you can do like this. A third way is to go to the wonderful Book Explorer, and apparently there's some issue, okay. So then, okay, here it is. So we are looking for pop culture, and here you see everything with, again, the links to JPEG, to book, the prices, and I don't see the links here, but know that a lot of those books you can rent on Fruit tokens as well, which is much cheaper usually, and you can find some of those links in the loan channel. So it looks like some people are looking for books. Stand By For Mars, I think it's Adventure, and here you will find some links for different books up for rent. Otherwise, just go to Fleet Tokens directly and look for those books. If you don't see them, it means the collection is not verified, and in that case you need to add the policy ID to the URL. So here you see this one, it's always the same, fleettokens.com/rent/collection/policy ID. So if you build your own URL, you will find the books that are up for rent. And that's a great way, if you have those extra books, to get some extra income, or if you're just interested in the airdrop and you don't want to buy all those books full price, then go to Fruit Tokens and you'll get them for a fraction of the price. Really, some of them are really cheap. When it comes to the book token, we had some action going on this week. So last week was 16th, so we're pretty high, and then, well, we went down around 15%. It's here on the 7th day. If we look actually at ADA, so this is an ADA USD chart, and we also go from Saturday to Saturday, we see we went down 13%. So it's actually quite similar. Looks like the ADA book price must be pretty stable, but if ADA goes down, then the USD price of book also goes down. However, it's not all dark and gloom. We can see that there are more buys than sells, and if we look at the holder count, we went above the 8,000 holders. So it looks like, okay, people sold, probably kind of bigger holders, and smaller ones are using the opportunity to get onto the project. So 8,000, it is quite the milestone, I believe, and crazy to think that, well, it's just gonna go up from there. Most likely, let's hope. Now, if we look at the recent trade history, there's a sea of green here. But what I wanted to point out were those sales, 833, 1.67, those are airdrops. So we had the Gutenberg snapshot on 19th, the airdrop on 20th. So interestingly enough, looks like some people, I don't know if they anticipated anything or if it's just the ADA price going down. So that the price went down at the snapshot, went up at the airdrop, and then went down. And I think this thing's going down because we're minus 15%, whereas ADA is minus 13. And I think maybe this 2% difference is due to here the people just selling their airdrops. And one airdrop is on 40 ADA, I think, something like that. So, well, it's something, definitely. Now, personally, the way I think about it is that I'm not thinking, oh, a book is worth 3.6 cents. I'm more like, book is worth 30. And then if it's worth 30 cents, why would I sell now? See, I'm talking about intrinsic value. It's like ADA. ADA is like 60 cents, and that's nice. But at some point it was valued at $3. Was that a fair value? I don't know. But when you start thinking about your portfolio in what you think is the fair price of the token, then you start managing differently. I'm not saying it's a good tactic, it's not advice, but it's just something I tell myself. Like, why would I sell all my book tokens now when I have nothing to do except wait, and in maybe 1 year time it will be worth 10 times more? Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. But it's so easy, you have nothing to do, they build all the time. And talking about building, there was an interesting post on X by the book team showcasing basically a slide of their new deck. So I'm gonna open that up. So you can see the next era of digital media ownership, book and stuff. Book is here, not sure which book that is. So okay, we have the app there, and then we see some kind of audio player. I don't know if it's visible, but it's Mount Westmore. So apparently it's some album with artists such as Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, and so on. And well, people got crazy, like very fast on X. They're posting, okay, is this alpha? Is this alpha? Apparently, the same day or a couple of days before, Snoop Dogg posted on X about royalties on Spotify. I would assume to complain. And then the same day, we feature one of his songs, and people actually own it. So people were, getting in a conspiracy theory mode, but it was very quickly shut down by the book staff, saying that this is not alpha, it's just a mock-up. Who knows? Are they playing with us? I don't know. But in any case, if not now, someday. We know that Snoop had some partnership with Clay Nation, for instance. There was this song, I think there is this music video with Charles Hoskinson and so on. So definitely a business guy with an open mind. So I wouldn't put it past him, especially when you know that one of the investors of Book is part of the Bertelsmann Group, one of the biggest media conglomerates in the world, and they own the music label, BMG? I believe that's how it's called. So, who knows? Who knows? In any case, we are less than a month before the book con. I feel there will be stuff coming. Not alpha, just a feeling. But yeah, they've been working on this stuff up. They have a tech build. They can showcase they're in touch with some artists. This was confirmed that they had meetings and so on. So it is coming. And that's it for this week's video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. And don't forget, next Tuesday on Discord, the weekly open space with Guillermo, and we'll talk about the stake pool. Oh yeah, by the way, Claiming Portal will be out on 25th, so on Monday. Just saying. See you there.